Good afternoon and welcome to Shambhavi Spectrum Marketing Magic Industry Insight Series. Today, my lovely guest is Mansi Bhatia from The Clean Touch. How are you doing today, Mansi?
I'm good. Good afternoon to you too. How are you doing?
Good, great. Thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of this series where I talk to entrepreneurs about their journey and ask them their how, their why. And
Yeah.
my audience is actually students and people who want to become entrepreneurs or who are struggling in their entrepreneurial journey and who like to know that, okay, there are other people on the same level
Yeah.
or, struggling with the same things or celebrating the same things.
Yeah.
So thank you once again for being here.
Thank you
Mansi,
for making me a part of it. Thank you.
thank you. So, Mansi, tell me, when did your entrepreneurial journey actually begin? And talk to me, take me back a little bit into your educational background and where you grew up. What did you do? Give me a little insight into what makes Mansi tick.
So basically, I have been in Dubai for 25 plus years. So I have grown up here, not born here. I was born in Mumbai, but brought up in Dubai. And so I've done from my first grade over here, I did my nursery in India. And I have done my bachelor's and master's in marketing. And I used to work previously for a government organization in leasing background. So I was a leasing executive. And in 2020, due to COVID, redundancies happened. So I was let go from my job. But I during that journey, actually, I had started using essential oils for myself. So essential oils, I was using it personally for myself and for my family. And once the job that I was working at it was gone, I started making some products out of it for myself because I had been using products from off the shelf and they had been causing me, like my skin is very sensitive. So if anything I would use, it would have a problem on my skin. I would start getting allergies, rashes. So when I started using essential oils, I found out that they are all natural. Essential oils are basically, they are taken from the plants, like from the stems, flowers. So they're basically all plant based and it is all natural, non toxic. And I started using them for my skin, for my sleep, for a lot of other things that was there. And in 2020, I thought of like when I can create products for myself, I wanted to create an awareness amongst people that essential oils are not only for aromatherapy, that you can put it into a diffuser and smell. Obviously, that is also a good thing, but it can be used for your wellness as well. So you can use it on your skin topically, which basically will help you for your skin as well as for your overall wellness. So it basically supports with that. And I started my brand, The Clean Touch, in January 2021. And yeah, that's how the journey began. 2021 was still very slow because of COVID, how it was. Being an entrepreneur, I had no background. Obviously, on when you become a business person, you don't have any background or anything. You just learn on the go. So I think, yeah, I've been learning for the last 1 year. It has been a learning curve for me. But yeah, 2022 is a better year. And yeah, so through my brand, I want basically people to know that essential oils are just not for diffusers, but can be used for yourself as well to support your overall health and wellness and self care. So that's
Uh,
how it is.
so that's a great, I mean, the way you've put it across, like it's not just for diffusers. Uh, from home remedies to
Yeah.
an entrepreneurial journey, was it really well thought of or did just things just happen in a flow?
No, it took a lot of thinking because initially working in a job and using it personally for yourself and then creating products out of it, it's a lot of thought into it because I started the journey. Actually, I had a friend with me in my journey as well, but unfortunately, she had to leave midway because of her personal reasons. But she was a lot of support as well because she came up with this idea. And thereafter, when we started getting more into this, we started creating products and we tried it for ourselves first because we wanted to make sure that the products that we are using, when we give it to people to try, you should know what your product is. You cannot sell without knowing what you are actually selling. So unless and until I don't know what I'm selling, I mean, what I'm going, it's what effect it's going to have, I cannot sell it to people. So it was difficult, but I think we learned over a period of time. And thereafter, when I was all on my own, starting from like beginning of this year, it was, yeah, it was difficult, like taking it all by myself, because initially, if you have a partner, there are two minds working on a business. When you're alone, it's basically you work everything by yourself. So I did a lot of rebranding from the last 1 year now. A lot of rebranding has gone into picture, social media, marketing, everything. Tried to learn it by myself. But yeah, I think learning never stops. So we keep learning every day. Yeah.
So you mentioned branding and you mentioned social media and things. But before that, I want to ask you something. I can't resist this question because
Yeah.
being a marketing faculty, and you said that you studied marketing.
Yeah.
How much of that actually do you still go back to and refer to? How do you put it to use in your current scenario?
Uh, Nothing actually, because when I did it in college, I did only like a few basic subjects and everything. We were not taught, but when I did my masters, it was in marketing communications,
Okay.
and unfortunately never got the chance to put it into a job. I tried for a lot of jobs, but here they would say that you need to start from a basic level. But even to start from a basic level, they said, do you have some experience or you have an internship or anything? Never got a chance to even do an internship. So unfortunately never got into marketing side. So I think I just read and learn nowadays. Yeah, that's how it is.
Great. You
And I
mentioned
think
a
just to add on as well, marketing has changed a lot over a period of years as
yes.
well. What I think I would have learned at that point in time and what we are doing now, it is more of like, more is concentrated on your social media, wherein you do your Instagram or Facebook, those kind of things.
So that is actually a discussion for another day about
Yeah.
traditional media, and, and
Yeah,
we should get around to talking about that. But for
sure.
now, today, let us focus on you and the clean touch. Tell me a
Yeah,
little bit about, you said about rebranding, you rebranded
yeah,
yourself. So,
yeah,
what was the actual process? And the name, the clean touch,
yeah.
where did it come from? What made you come up with that kind of a brand
So
name?
I mean, when I had my partner as well, we were into the name of the clean therapy. Therapy here is not looked at as, you can use as a business name because it's all health related. So when looking at the options, we wanted to have the name clean in the brand because our products being all clean and non-toxic. Touch in the sense like, when you use the products, that that touch and feel that you have for the products is a clean, it's a clean product. Your whatever product you're using, I know some people still cannot relate to it, and they tell me, why clean touch, like we don't understand from that what the brand is. But I said, yeah, I know it doesn't resonate with a lot of people, but we came up with this thought at that point in time. And it takes a lot of time, but now I do have some people who come to me and tell me that we've seen your brand and we recognize it, because when they see my logo or anything, that's how they recognize me by, which makes me feel good because I know that I have worked somewhere, and that's how people recognize the brand. So
So, so you're absolutely right that actually it can be a conversation starter also. Why the
yeah,
clean touch? You
yeah,
start your conversation from there. So, what is it about your logo? Tell me that. What is your logo? I'll be sharing that in the description later on
yeah,
with people,
yeah,
whatever your social media handles and stuff. But just for now, for the conversation, I would like to know what does
yeah.
your logo imply, and where did you come up with the idea for the logo from?
So logo is basically, if you see my logo, it has like a plant. It's like three leaves. So since the products are all plant based, I wanted it to be very clean. Like the branding, the logo and all should be very clean when you see it, and nothing very extraordinary, because my products are simple. I am simple that way. So I wanted, when I even do my stickers and everything for my products, they should look nice and clean. When you see a product, uh, because I've seen a lot of products with their marketing with a lot of information on. I mean, I'm not against it or anything, but the
No,
cleaner
I
the
get it.
packaging
It's
is,
not you.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
what. It's not you that
yeah,
you
the
wanted
clean.
it something.
I just feel the cleaner the packaging is, the people when they look at the packaging, they know that okay, what your brand is, what you're selling. It's just to that. So I wanted it to be to the point, and I had someone help me with the logo as well, because she knew about the business and also she's been into marketing. She's like, I will. She gave me a few set of logos, but this was something that I could really relate to, because as I say, it's all plant based, and I wanted it to be that way. So that's why even the colors are very, very
Yeah,
subtle. Yeah,
very subtle. Correct. Yes.
yeah,
And so tell me something you mentioned about the packaging. Tell me more about the packaging, especially nowadays we are looking so much into sustainability and
yeah.
packaging that goes hand in hand now. And so, what do you do? What kind of packaging do you use?
So I use glass bottles for my essential oils, because essential oils cannot be used in plastic because plastic absorbs oils. So essential oils always have to be in glass bottles. I use dropper bottles for initially I started with rollers, but a lot of people were not comfortable using rollers, and thereafter COVID came, so I had to change the products, because a lot of people have a habit to test on their skin, which obviously I cannot refuse to them, because when I go to pop-up markets and all, people like to try. They want to smell, because when you put the oil on your skin and when you smell it like that, it's very different. So I switched it to the dropper bottles because of easier use as well. And whenever anyone buys from me, I tell them that if you want, you can always bring back the bottle to me, and then I can refill it for you, fill the oils, or you can take from me a bigger bottle. I do 30 mls as well. So if you want a bigger bottle as well, I do that too. And always I tell them that try and recycle the bottles, so that we are not having wastage of the bottles. You don't have to throw it away. I can always refill it, and I that's an encouragement for them to recycle and reuse the bottles that you have, so you don't throw it away just like that. And yeah, and that encourages them, that they'll come back, and I tell them
Come
that
back
yeah, if
to
I
you.
refill,
Yes, that
yeah,
that's a great
yeah,
strategy.
yeah. And then to refill, so I tell them, if I refill it for you, I'll give you a 10% discount. So that tells them that, okay, that's a good thing. It's a good initiative. You don't have to go again, buy a new bottle. And how many bottles are you going to keep on stacking? Or at the end of it, you'll end up throwing. A lot of
True.
people don't have that sort of like recycling. So I have even mentioned that on the website too, that if anyone buys, you can always come back to me and I can refill it for them.
So all the marketing that you studied, you're just implementing it. You probably are
Without
not
even knowing, actually,
realizing.
I
Yes,
think
you
without
are.
realizing. Yeah,
Exactly. And that's the whole point of education, that you use it when you need it and you don't need to really ask anybody else about it. Probably it's just the social media, whenever we speak about marketing, social media, and then everybody's stuck out there. But
yeah,
these are all things which you're doing, including packaging and a clean logo. Everything is in that, Mansi. So your
yeah.
studies, please don't tell
Yeah, but
anybody anymore that you're not using it. You
no,
are.
I see, without me realizing that I have actually studied this in my school. I did even marketing in my school. So marketing was something I really liked, but without actually knowing that I'm going to be actually implementing it over a period of years, after, like when I worked and all, I had no idea that what was going on, because I was in a healthcare background, but it was more related to clinics and hospitals. So there was no sort of like, I had that thing of like how you promote a clinic or a hospital or anything, no sort of background like that. But when it comes to doing these things, I think it's my passion, because I really love essential oils, because I know what they have done for me, and I want to put it out there so that people, when they use it for themselves, they tell me that yeah, it has made for me a difference, and it is helping me, it is supporting me for the things that I need. Because I have a lot of people coming to me and telling me, I have sleep issues, I have stress and anxiety issues, I have pain issues, I have respiratory issues. And these are the issues that a lot of people are facing nowadays. I think with COVID coming in, it has increased more.
Absolutely. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I
And
mean, there are a
stress
lot
and
of after effects.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, stress and anxiety because of working from home, Unfortunately, people have lost jobs. A lot of things has happened in the
Yes.
last 2 years, and I think at least if you can try and switch to a little bit of a natural lifestyle, little bit, if you start trying, it will help you on a longer run as well. Because not only physically but mentally as well. So yeah,
So tell me something, Mansi. You mentioned a website, and of course, you mentioned a few about Instagram and Facebook. Tell me
yeah.
if where all do you speak about yourself and create awareness? Tell me about that.
So I have an Instagram page. I have a Facebook page as well. So they are interconnected. Whenever I share anything on Instagram, it shares on my Facebook page as well. Um, I do have a TikTok page created, but I don't use much of it. I'm not very well versed with that platform, but people say that it works a lot very well.
Yes.
But I haven't used much of it personally because I don't know how the viewers and everything, how it comes on TikTok. Not very sure, but Instagram as well, to understand the algorithms are. I think the Instagram and Facebook algorithms keep changing. So what probably I have put in a reel now, maybe today if I put in a reel, I might get 1,000 views, and I put another reel tomorrow at the same time. It's not going to have the same views. So I don't know if it's the hashtags that we use, it's the time that you use. So
that that in itself is a learning process.
yes, it's a big learning, but I think just to put out over there, even on social media, about the brand, every time you start meeting new people, and then some people come and meet me at pop-up markets, and they tell me, oh yeah, we did see it on Instagram, or we've seen it on Facebook. So I think it's just about people seeing your post, and then thereafter starting to comment and all, and then it probably starts showing on other people's feed as well. So I've
So
learned
tell
that.
so tell me something. Are you advertising also on Instagram and Facebook?
Not yet. I haven't
Not
done
yet.
the
Okay.
sponsored ads as yet
You have
because,
okay.
yeah, I don't have much experience. But I think a lot of what I hear from other people is like, yeah, you need a trained person who knows about these
Yes.
ads and all, how you do it. So
Mhm. Okay. Then, what about your website? Tell me about that.
website was created actually end of last year. Like we did it about end of last year. It took a couple of months and all. I got some freelancer to do it for me. I told her what I wanted it to be there. Just a basic, simple website so that people, if they want to place orders and all, then they can do it through the website directly, and makes it as an easier process rather than. I mean, yeah, people meet me at pop ups and all, but sometimes people say, oh, do you have a website? We want to go back and look at it. And thereafter, because how the decision working basically works is, I've realized, being a customer myself and now being a business person, you don't buy it in the first attempt. If you see a new brand, you want to maybe hear about it, you want to read about them. You see it several times, you go to their website, you will see a product maybe 2 times, 3 times, you will consider it. And thereafter, if you feel like you want to buy it, you'll start with one product, and thereafter you will buy it. Or if you have a word of mouth, then people do it through word of mouth, that, oh, I have tried this, maybe you should try from that brand. So that's why I thought of creating the website, at least to have my products over there, and for people to know that I have a website, and thereafter, if they want to ever place orders in the future, they can always come back to it. But now again, for the website that I have, I am currently in the process of rethinking to change a few things and add a few things in there, because I feel like certain things are missing, which I learned again in the process. While
so, so let me tell you this, that website is work in progress.
yeah,
Always, there's always something. So
yeah,
please don't kind of think that you're doing something which is different. Everybody has to revisit it. And second thing, very important, which came out from our discussion, is
yeah,
whatever you're doing or not doing, website definitely adds that credibility to your brand, and to the personality of your brand, that you're trustworthy. Whatever
yeah,
we do, we ultimately go back to look at the website. And this is something which, even as a customer, I realize. And even talking to customers, I realize, when they ask you, do you have a and they do ask you, do you have a website,
yeah,
can I look at it?
Yeah.
they people ask, they join you on your Insta handle and stuff, but they want
Yeah.
to know about the website as well. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a good
Yeah,
takeaway for
yeah, I
us.
think it's a good thing even to have as a basic website to have your products over there gives that people that thing that at least there is a proper website where we can always go back and look at it and see for products in the future. Even if not now, we can always suggest to someone else who's looking at it, you know.
Correct.
And
Yes.
the other thing, then the website goes on to the Google search. So then,
Yes.
that makes it a difference. So whenever I go and check on the website analysis, then I come to know that, okay, is it increasing or decreasing? There are some months where, I have some people coming in. There are some months which is shorter. So, you just have to maybe analyze and then see what else you need to do to probably get in that footfall to your website.
So
So
let so two things I want to say. One is you mentioned pop-up markets a couple of
yeah,
times. And the second thing, I want to give credit to Female Fusion Group where we met each other, where you had a stall,
yes,
and as well I
yes,
also put up stalls sometimes for Sew a Gift.
yeah,
And we met there. So thanks to them. So I know you're into networking. So
yeah.
two questions for you. One, any other networking group that you're part of apart from Female Fusion?
I am a part of Homepreneurs. So that is,
Homepreneurs.
yeah, it's owned. I mean, she's managing it. The management is by Bilna.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know she conducts these sessions for people to like you have how to grow your business. That kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes.
That's like she does
Yes.
certain webinars and all online, like
Yeah.
basic webinars. Like I think Female Fusion also has their webinars and all. Homepreneur
Correct.
is a
Yes.
smaller kind of a networking, but
Yeah.
it's that effort that she's taken to get all the
Yeah.
business women together to basically motivate them. This sort of puts in the motivation because you collaborate, you meet, and sometimes you turn out with businesses, and that's what has happened at Female Fusion and Homepreneurs. I have been on and off, but they recently had a networking and I did go for it. So
Yeah.
I
So
wasn't a very
Bilna
networking person, but yeah, I have become one.
so Bilna is also part of Female Fusion. Let me tell you that
Yes,
I met her in Female Fusion only,
yeah,
and so it's great that we are doing and supporting each other. That's the whole point
exactly.
of it. Tell me
Yeah.
about the pop-up markets,
So
please.
pop-up markets, I do usually at with Arte. They do at Times Square. I do few other smaller ones as well. Like there's a sustainable living market. They usually do at Just Vegan, which is in Jumeirah Road, and like few other markets as well. Like people contact me from Abu Dhabi or something. I had one in March of this year. It was a yoga studio, and they were having like a market, it was a yoga fest. Plus, they had a small market as well. So it was good to have a market where people understand your products and all, because that's what I have realized, that essential oils and all, a lot of people don't have an understanding of it, but some people get interested and they go like, yeah, we would like to try, and that's how you build your customers. So I've built my customers, like they've come to me, they've even asked me to do customizations for them as well. So
Nice.
I do customizations too. If anyone is looking for a particular oil, like I had someone ask me for an anxiety blend for her daughter, but she didn't want the blend that I had in my as a standard oil which I have, because she's like, my daughter doesn't like a certain oil, it doesn't suit her, she has certain reactions. So I said, okay, we'll go ahead and make another one for you. So with these pop-up markets as well, I learn every time I meet new other vendors as well, what they are doing. Obviously it's a healthy competition too. I think it's a healthy competition too, because there might be some people doing the similar products that I am doing as well. Because it's not only, I don't only have oil blends, I have soap bars, I have scrubs, I do lip balm. So there are multiple items on that. And I think with pop-up markets, I end up meeting a lot of people, and then they become customers over a period of time.
So tell me something. Do you blog?
No, I don't do blogging yet.
No. Okay.
No, no.
But because you were saying so much about awareness and talking
Yeah.
about it and telling the benefits, so I mean, this is my personal opinion that blog is
Yeah.
a great way of keeping that content in one place and
Yeah.
which can always be referred back to, and it doesn't harm our website in any way because it adds value to it. The SEO engines.
Yeah, and
Uh,
actually, when you're talking about it now, today morning, I'm not joking, but today morning I was going through my website and I said that I need to add a few things and I need to have a blog in this. And as you
Great.
see, so I think it's sometimes it's a coincidence as well that, sometimes you're thinking the same thing and the opposite person just
Absolutely.
tells it to
I
you and you
agree with
feel like,
you.
it works all
Yeah,
together.
totally. I agree with you. Mansi, tell me, do you have a LinkedIn page for the company, The Clean Touch?
I don't have, but I'm in the process of creating one. So, yes, very soon I'll be having that. So, on that page, I actually, even about the page, I think it would be good to have more information about what essential oils are, how it can be used, so that people get a more understanding of that, and not only about my products, but a general awareness as
Yes,
well
yes.
about essential oils.
Absolutely. We live in a world where it's not become more like about collaboration and about sharing information. And
Exactly.
whether they buy from you or whether they buy from somewhere else, but the information came from you. That is what,
Exactly.
kind of makes you into
Exactly.
an expert
Exactly.
on that topic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
on that note, so about scaling up now, more and more people know about it. So how do you manage? Do you have a team of people to help you create these products, or how do you go about that?
At the moment, it's only me. I'm single owner at the moment, but yeah, for the future, I always think that it's better to have people who can create products for you. And also, I am working even on a working manual that can be shared with, you know, anyone coming on board. So I obviously think at the growth perspective as well. I'm a
Great,
small
great.
business. I've started as a small business, but that doesn't change the fact that I want to grow. So.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I think everyone
Every,
wants to grow.
everybody,
Everybody wants to.
everybody does want to scale up. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And I wish you all the very best for that.
Thank
Quickly,
you.
just let's talk a little bit about the labeling part and tell me, do
Yeah.
people actually read the labels when they come to you? How much of it do they ask you about? Is it a conversation which you have with most people, or is it only some people are a little bit more
Yeah,
into
I
that?
would say that it's very selective people who have used essential oils. So they basically come and ask, okay, what is there in the blends? Can we see and how do you use them? So initially, when I started with the labeling, it just had the basic ingredients and what the product is. Over a period of time, I started realizing no, people who are not aware of how it needs to be used, where you need to use a certain essential oil. So I started, now I have changed my labels wherein I have put instructions as well. So instructions, even with safety instructions, are necessary because people think that okay, you can just put it on and then probably you just put that finger in your eye or something and it will
My
just cause
God,
you an
yeah.
irritation.
No,
So
no,
a lot of
yes,
people are not aware about these things, but
absolutely. Yeah.
so I try and put those instructions, but there are very selective people who come and ask me that, some people just say, oh, it's a pain relief oil, okay, fine, I'll just take it. So I anyways explain it to them what it is and everything, and I tell them how to use it. They say that okay, fine, we've taken your details and all, we will come back to
Get
you on how to use it. But some are very particular, as in like they will ask me to the thing that what oils have been used. They'll read it and then they'll ask, okay, what is the benefit of these oils, and where do you apply them, why do you apply them in a certain area of your body, like why do you apply them on your pulse points, or why do you apply them on the bottoms of your feet. So I do get some specific questions too, and that basically generates a conversation. And then I feel that that opposite person has an understanding to a certain extent. But
yeah.
yeah. So I think even that conversation, even if they don't buy it at that point in time, they understand what the product is. They take my flyers, because I do flyers as well. And they take that has my all information about my social media, my website, with my contact details. So that is also again, I think, another marketing tool too.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
do you do newsletters also?
Newsletters, not yet, not yet.
Not
But
yet. So that's
yeah.
another thing which you can
Yeah. So
probably
see, with you,
try.
I'm also learning a lot of things from here then, to add on.
Yes. Yes, no, no, definitely, because these are things which I ask people, and newsletters, of
Yeah,
course, again, that's an entirely different discussion. And today we have gone on for almost about 30 minutes now,
yeah,
Mansi, without even
yeah,
realizing. Before
yeah.
we wrap up the session today, quickly tell me, when you're essentially not doing essential oils or anything
Yeah,
related, what are you
yeah.
spending your time on?
So I love to read books. So I read a lot of books as well.
What are you
It can be
reading now?
fiction and non-fiction. So currently I'm reading The Power of Subconscious Mind.
Okay.
And I have another book as well, which I'm reading on the side because I'm in a study club. So they do
Okay.
reading in that, and then you try and decipher what we have read and what is everyone's understanding, have a discussion. So I'm into that study group. Plus, I'm reading on my end as well. I'm reading how to be a badass at making money.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
ask you in the next round for tips and tricks from that.
yeah. I
So,
mean, some
yeah.
basic books to start with, but yeah, it's nice.
Right.
I think.
So,
Yeah.
Mansi, any last, before we say bye to each other, anything, any mantra or any tip that you would like to share, which you live by and which you totally believe in?
Uh, I always, I mean, this I have always said from, I mean, I always believe in that, not said, but I believe in it that live and let live. So just, let people be the way they are and let them live the way they are because a lot of times people have that thing that we want to push our opinions on other people or we want to put our things on other people. But I always say that, you can always have a healthy conversation and let the person decide what is good for them. So I would always say live and let live. So yeah,
Great. Thank you so very much for being
yeah,
here, and hang in there. Don't go away. And I'll just say bye to you here. See
yeah.
you, wishing you and the Clean Touch all the very best. And thank you once again for spending your time with me out
Thank you
here.
so much. Thank you.